Hello?
Cameron, babe, what's happening?
Very little.
How do you feel?
Shredded.
Is your mother in the room?
She's in Decatur. Unfortunately, she's not staying. Where are you?
I'm taking the day off. Now get dressed and come on over.
Can't, stupid. I'm sick.
That's all in your head. Come on over.
I feel like complete shit, Ferris. I can't go anywhere.
I'm sorry to hear that. Now come on over here and pick me up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Real Business Roundtable. Shout out to Janet Tizu. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my sister.
Oh shit, I forgot that was back there. Yeah. What a lol.
And today's non-sponsor is Jocko.
Wait, I have a question. What is powdered toast?
Before
Asked that in the previous
I did?
episode.
Oh shit. Is powdered sugar?
It's like, yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is called
What are we talking about? I'm
Dive to thrive.
Dive to Thrive.
dive?
To thrive.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That means in business, if you're thinking about doing something, just dive into it.
Okay.
Make the move, make the change, make the improvement. Don't dance and think and rub your chin and the over analysis, planning paralysis. That's going to do nothing but hold you back. You have to learn as a business owner that you have to dive into things. Get dirty, get your hands dirty.
Think about it this way. You don't want to think a year down the road, I should have done this. I should have put more effort in this. I should have done that. You're going to feel regret if you don't just dive head first, 100%. You'll feel regret if you don't, because at the end of the day, if you don't put your 100% and something doesn't work out as you want it to, then, and you know you didn't put your 100% in, you're going to be like, why didn't I just fucking do it? I missed it. And that, you know what? Kudos to, giving it a try, but
I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
not going all in when you're giving something a try as important and risky, and it's just something like this, it's you're kind of wasting your time a little bit, if I'm being honest.
So if you're thinking about doing something and you're not sure about it, you have to think in the back of your head, what do you have to lose? Okay? If you make this move as a business owner, what's on the table? What's going to happen if I don't do anything? What's going to happen if I do something? So you have to weigh and balance, but don't take too long to think. And if you think too much and you end up not doing anything, you should not expect any type of change. No change whatsoever. But if you dive into this thing, this strategy, this move, especially when a new year comes or a new season comes in your business, you always want to take steps towards something that's going to move the needle. Now, what is the needle? The needle sometimes is efficiency to some people. Sometimes it's cost savings. But the biggest needle that we can move is revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, revenue. We have to try to drive revenue. That is key. That is the lifeblood of any business. And if something that you're thinking about doing will increase revenue, then you need to make that move. You need to dive. You need to go into the pool, jump in it, swim. Find out, how much you need to paddle your arms to stay afloat. How much do you need to do? Yakub.
He's like, please.
He's drowning.
He's like, please pull me out of this.
Feeling a little off today, folks. I apologize.
It's okay. We're all here.
It's the allergies.
It's allergies, This whole topic kind of revolves around a lot of things that I see online and like social media, and a lot of the stuff that I see online and stuff like that is just it's not all true. It's not all like straightforward. It's not all real. There's a lot of fakeness to it. But with this, it's very true. If you don't, and the end all be all is kind of what I said before. If you don't go all in, you're going to regret that you didn't, because the effort that wasn't put in could have been the thing that tipped it over the edge, that had the whole thing work.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What if you did this once before and it ended in failure, and now you're worried about jumping in again because of that failure that you had previously?
Well, it's all about like, it's all. Did you?
When you buy something and you read the label, things aren't adding up. Things aren't adding up. Things are not adding up.
Okay, wait. So, so you're talking about just like you started a business, it didn't work, you want to start a business again.
Yeah.
There are other episodes in which we dive into a specific topic that is one of the most important in entrepreneurship or starting a business or anything of the realm. Learn from your failures. Learn from your failures, be better. That's it. At the end of the day, if you had a business and it didn't work out and you go, I want to try a new business. That is the loose, that means you have that thing that makes entrepreneurs. As long you have the right mind, right? You go, oh, I found a new opportunity. I can monetize this. I can turn this into a business. As long as you have the risk and you have the ability to be able to dive in full 100%, then you are built. You are about 75% there to be an entrepreneur, to keep taking a risk, to keep trying, to keep diving in, to keep giving your 100%. That's why when you see all these interviews and stuff, you're like, oh, these very wealthy businessmen who sold their business or whatever, they say you not everyone is made for entrepreneurship like this. Because a lot of people after the first failure go, I'm going to go get a 9-to-5. I'm going to go and just do secure life. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you have this thing in the back of your mind, this voice that doesn't let you. And once you get a taste of like what that feels like to be like, okay, this can work, that voice just gets louder. That crazy voice in the back of your head, it just keeps getting louder. And then things are starting to really work. You're expanding, you're growing, you're doing this, you're doing that. Now that voice is starting to turn into your voice. That's your, that's that brain that people are talking about. That thing that doesn't let you stop. So no, it's a good question. And that is a risk for the listener and you to take. Are you going to take that risk or not? Are you going to dive in 100% or not? That's up to you, but that's a question that a lot of people ask themselves. And if you got what's in you to go and do it, then go and do it. But if you don't, then whatever.
I have another question.
I love it.
What if there are people in your life, surrounding you, telling you, don't do this thing, don't do this thing?
There's always gonna be, dude. Everyone has advice. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has the knowledge, right? And listen, like at the end of the day, your mom, your parents, your grandparents might say something that's like, you shouldn't be doing this. They may be right. Statistically, you shouldn't be doing it. But that few that do it and are successful, prove all those naysayers and don't do it, they prove all that wrong. Everyone who started their journey has people saying, mostly everyone who started that journey has people saying, don't do it, this is stupid, just don't do it, it's not worth the risk. Yeah.
A question for both of you. I'm not saying names.
What?
Who in your life, or did you have someone in your life who was always like, don't do this, and then you didn't listen to them anyways, and you pursued your
Yes.
entrepreneurial paths.
Yeah.
So maybe talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, it's very, I mean, the thing is that I had a foundation that was secure, but it created a lot of turmoil. It did. It created a lot of, oh, you're not going to do that. Oh, you're not going to do that. Do this, do that, whatever. But it didn't stop me from doing it. I just, in my position, I had no other choice. And it was either like do it or there wasn't another choice. So, and then I was able to put myself in a position where I proved that it could happen, and it felt great. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people that were like, oh, you can't do it. No, don't do it.
Yeah, people will always try to talk you out of things that have never done stuff like that themselves. So they look at it like, hey, I wouldn't do this, but you would. But you took advice from someone that wouldn't. You got to think about that for a minute. Be careful who you take your advice from.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Whoever gives you advice, just say, what credibility or validity is behind this? It might just be armchair expert stuff. Oh yeah, hey, you should. Oh no, don't do that. What? The foundation of entrepreneurship is risk taking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say though is that hidden within these no's, like hidden within the advice that people give you, is potentially some knowledge that you didn't have before. Like if someone's like, oh, don't do this because of that, don't do this because of that. Sometimes there will be a nugget of info and value in the negative things that people say. That's one thing I'll say is don't just, oh, fuck off, you don't believe in me. It's not even like that. People care about you, and they're saying no for the most part because they don't want to see something bad happen, because statistically that's what normally happens is things fail. But yeah, there's always nuggets of value within some of these arguments a lot of the time. That's why when you start a new business, it's like, ask your family, ask the consumer. People are going to say no. Right? You're still going to do it, hopefully, but people are going to say no. They're going to say the negatives. They're going to say, oh, no, they're not this, not that. There's a value in that somewhere. You got to find it, but there's value in it somewhere. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed this.